Hey Scorpio, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is the Four of Wands. In the pre-shuffle, I was seeing Nine of Pentacles, I was seeing Knight of Swords, and also the Tower. So Nine of Pentacles can be you sort of like in the middle of enjoying something, but then the way that I was seeing the Knight of Swords come through, it can be like disrupting something that you were doing or just getting information in a time when maybe you're like not super worried about something. And then having the Tower can be like I wasn't expecting a call at this time, or I wasn't expecting this information at this time, or I wasn't expecting this person to come through at this time. Something like that is what it felt like. But we are... Okay, I'm seeing a lot of different stuff that's happening. The Four of Wands is out first. I want to just see like what's coming out. Okay. I'm seeing there's somebody that you are sort of like committed to working with here. This can be trying to work something out within a relationship as well. Four of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Trying to figure things out with them is what I'm seeing. Like figuring out how to work together with one another. So for some of you, let's use an example. You could be like seeing a marriage counselor, okay? You could be working on a relationship that you have with someone, whether this be like an established relationship or you've just established that you guys are going to like try to connect and work with one another. This can also be a work situation where it's like you've been assigned a project with somebody and you guys are kind of like stuck with one another for now, trying to figure this out. But it's kind of like one of those situations, right? It's like you and this person or these people together, trying to work something out, trying to figure something out, trying to work with one another. Two of Pentacles is like trying to prioritize us working together, but also trying to figure out like how do we collaborate? How do we work together with one another? So there's a lot of deciding to put focus and attention into this. Some of you too, this could have been on your mind and it's something that you want to suggest to another person too. Remember, energies can be reversed. Yeah, it's like we're working together, but it's feeling really stressful right now. How do we manage the stress? Just things feeling heavy. I'm seeing Virgo on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. When I see Four of Wands, I see that as being like you and this person are kind of, you've sort of become a unit. Because Four is connected with like foundation and stability, it's like an established relationship or connection that you have with somebody where you don't just, it's not like only the lovers here where it's like maybe you bump into somebody and never see them again. Or like you have this moment where you like make eye contact with this person and it feels really intense, and then things like dissolve from there. Four of Wands is kind of like, okay, so both of us are here and we sort of like can't get out of this. It's sort of like you're tied to this person in a way, whether this be like legally or in a spiritual way or like energetically, something like that. You sort of are, you've sort of been like assigned being a unit with this person in some way, okay? So having Three of Pentacles, it feels like something is being worked out within your unit with this person. And to have it be the Four of Wands, I see it as being bigger than just the relationship. It's like the relationship, what's happening inside and outside of it, and like all of the things that are affected by it, impacted by it, all of that. So it's like when you think about a marriage, it's not just your relationship with that person, it's like all of the different aspects of your life, how that's related to one another, how they're integrated, also like your living situation, your finances, it's like all of the stuff that's like encompassed within a relationship. But even just saying the word relationship, I feel like it even has like bigger implications, the Four of Wands, because it's like your family and how they're affected by it and like everything else, you know, like everybody and everything, like your job, you know? So your lifestyle even. So we come over here to Three of Pentacles and it's like something's being worked on, we're trying to work together. Two of Pentacles is like, how are we doing that? I'm trying to prioritize us listening to one another. I'm trying to be cooperative here, which is like really important to the Three of Pentacles. It's like I'm listening to you when you're talking to me, and then I'm trying to articulate things that are important. And like, are you listening to me? Are we holding space for one another? Are we seeing from each other's point of view, or at least trying to? So it's like, it can be very challenging when we're working with somebody potentially. And it seems like it is only because I'm seeing the Two of Wands here, or not the Two of Wands, I'm seeing the Ten of Wands here. Two of Pentacles next to Ten of Wands. So this is sort of like with everything that we have on our plates, which feels like this and everything else. So whatever is going on with you and this person, plus everything else that's happening within your life. I'm trying to prioritize this. I'm trying to prioritize the relationship, but I'm feeling stressed out. It's a lot to be managing right now. And you may feel like you're just straight up your dynamic, like peel everything back and it's just you and this person and your dynamic with them. That part is what seems most stressful here. Ten of Wands next to the Lovers. It's like the stress is directly connected with like specifically the partnership aspect of this. So it's like, how do you manage that and also manage sort of like trying to work together too? Some of you also feel like you're like sort of barely hanging on, barely holding on. Like this Ten of Wands, I'm just seeing this person's hand and it's almost like it's about to slip out of it. Like you can be feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and be like, I don't know if I can still hold on to this. It may not be that extreme. For some of you, it does feel like that. But that can also... that can be an indicator, that can be a sign that like too much is being taken on right now, because as much of Ten of Wands is like, okay, you're overwhelmed right now. Ten of Wands also carries the message of, can we break this down and make it easier? Maybe you're taking on too much right now. Is there a more effective way to do this? Or is it just like impossible to sort of simplify things? Yeah, I'm seeing you like working. I'm seeing there be conversations that you're having with this person. It feels like you guys are talking specifically about like your relationship and also maybe feelings towards each other with Lovers and King of Swords. Because Lovers, right, is like what we care about too, and like what we love and what we have feelings for, you know, and sort of what's going on behind that and how we're pushing that into the relationship. So I feel like there are topics of discussion maybe about how we feel towards each other, and there are also topics, communication about like the relationship and maybe how our feelings impact also our relationship, because I'm sort of seeing these like two different areas that I feel like are being brought together. And even though I'm seeing this all be in like, there's a bigger umbrella and all of this stuff is within that, so this is like all the relationship, but I'm seeing like different aspects of the relationship that this is like bringing together. Meaning, like, things can be stressful just having to do with the, like, singular nature of your dynamic with this person, and also you guys are, like, talking about the relationship in, like, the broader sense of the conversation as well. So it's very, like, multifaceted what is happening here. And for some of you, there is a mediator that I'm seeing that you guys may be utilizing or connecting with. That may not be the case for everybody, but for some of you, you have a mediator. So this would be like a counselor or something like that that I'm seeing, or just somebody that may be more objective. Just what I'm intuitively picking up off of this Three of Pentacles. For some of you, this is definitely the case here. You may find that you have to have a lot of patience within the conversation with this person, because to have Temperance here, it's like you don't want to move too fast, you don't want to move too slow. You want to be making sure that you're, like, making progress, but that you're sort of, like, letting it unfold organically, so we're not missing any of the important points, but also so we're not rehashing things that are not going to be effective. So it really is, like, learning how to properly collaborate with this person. It's really the best. Okay. So you guys are having a discussion. Even though it's not time, you know that this is going to be leading up to a choice that's going to have to be made. I'm seeing this feel a bit, even though you may not be here yet, this feels stressful. So it feels like we're leading up to that point, even though, like, many of you aren't there at that decision point yet. Feels like more stuff has to be figured out within the conversation with this person to get there. Especially in order for sort of, like, the answer to reveal itself to you. Because if you're back here, you're going to feel like you haven't talked about enough to be able to sort of, like, find that answer that you need. Like, you may really not know what it's going to be at this point, and you're still trying to figure that out. So that's why Temperance is here. It's telling you have to be patient and sort of work through this situation with this person organically in order to figure it out. But it seems like this is all for the purpose of leading to the point of being able to make a decision, and a decision that feels kind of stressful at that. I'm hearing property management with the King of Pentacles. There can be something that's feeling stressful because of someone's job. There can be something feeling stressful because of finances. It's like anything within the domain of the King of Pentacles. So it can be career, it can be roles that we're playing, it can be finances, it can be responsibilities and duties, what roles we're playing for each other, but it can be something that's going to impact that. Yes, it can definitely impact any and all of those things. And that may be also where some of this stress is coming from too. There can also be financial decisions that are being made too with King of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles here. It can be like, how much am I responsible for providing so this is even and balanced? And I'm seeing it definitely have to do with the relationship and how much we're giving to it. And I do feel like material is connected with this as well. I mean, for some of you it can be energy, but just seeing some of the key things that I'm looking at here, some of you this is like about a marriage and there is financial stuff that's being broken down into this and relating to this. like livelihood type things that are connected with this. But it can also be too, like for those of you that you're not really relating to the part about this being financial, it can be that somebody has like a lot of responsibility resting on them and they take what they do very seriously, and they have to balance that with sort of what they're giving to the relationship as well. So it can be somebody that's like, I have a very like intensive job and I have to show up and I have to do my work, and just for example, King of Pentacles, I take my career very seriously and I have a lot of responsibility that's tied to that, and it's stressful on its own, let alone when I'm also dealing with this relationship stuff. And then on top of it, I need to figure out like what I can also give to the relationship as well, because I'm trying to give what I need to myself and like my career or roles that I'm playing, and also equally give to my relationship as well, or make sure that that's balanced in the way that it needs to be. And I'm seeing somebody feeling very stressed because they feel like they need to maintain a balance that's challenging to maintain. And it sort of feels like it's connected with like personal life and aspirations, even like connected with like 10th house type stuff or like Saturn type stuff versus relationship stuff where like another person is involved. So it's kind of like personal stuff that may not have to do with the other person, and then relationship stuff as well. And so I'm seeing that sort of all come into this too. So you have like the breakdown of like the establishment of your relationship with this person, the like plain old dynamic that you have with them, and then also trying to figure out things within your personal lives as well. I am seeing though that we have Knight of Swords coming out, and so I do feel like there's going to be like key information that you get that's very important to what's going on here. Someone may also be trying to figure out if with everything that they have on their plate, like how much also they can sort of provide or give. I'm seeing Sag and I'm seeing Gemini here, but we also have an air energy and we have an earth energy too. This type of stuff that's happening here, something that I'm definitely seeing is that this is not an overnight process. Having Three of Pentacles and having Temperance is like, this is a work in progress, and it's not just going to be an overnight thing. This is going to take some time. And while this is occurring too, there may be some like heavy choices or things that you need to tend to as well. So it's like this is going on, and also like life is happening too, and decisions need to be made in your life as well. Okay. There may be some like fighting with you guys, or some like arguing or quarreling or like not seeing eye to eye, but it also means too that like things are being worked out. But I'm seeing like sometimes you guys may be like just getting into arguments with one another, and there can also be like conflict because of just the state of confusion that there is, but things are going to be worked out is what I'm like. If you guys are both willing to stick within this, even though it's like taking some time and it's taking energy and it's taking effort, like things will be resolved if both of you guys are willing to. That's the trajectory of things. But I'm seeing that there may be some tension because there's still like, there may be practical decisions that need to be made, but because emotional stuff is still being figured out, like it's almost delaying certain decisions from being made. So it's like all these different areas of your life are sort of like intertwined and connected with one another, and when like certain areas of this machine are like not really working, it's impacting the rest of it. But I am seeing too, like sometimes you and this person like really not seeing eye to eye, but still trying to work it out, but still it's like conversations you guys are arguing with one another. Or just like really having a lot of disagreements, or like feeling like very opposed. Which can make it hard too, because it's like, even when you're trying to work together, if there are like very different approaches, it can be difficult to sort of like rectify that and get it to keep working. I'm not saying it be impossible. It's just going to take like a lot of presence and awareness and willingness to actually work through it, because it is going to be worked through again if you guys are willing to do this. But it's not easy. Like, you may find it's easier to collaborate with other people, to communicate with other people. I'm saying communicate because we have the King of Swords here. It's like, maybe sometimes you talk to other people and you're like, it's so easy to see eye to eye with them. You may find it's not like that with this person. Like, maybe you guys just like mentally are in two different places. But that, I'm seeing conversation is where the clashing happens. But I'm also seeing there be like efforts to be working this out though. But it can be like confusing at times, because it's like, because of sort of all of the chaos and the stuff that's not yet worked out, I'm seeing there also be, it's like a lot of dust that's not settled yet. So it can be hard to sort of make out what exactly is happening. Yeah, there's ultimately a decision that needs to be made about the relationship, but I'm seeing you guys like not really be in a place to be able to do that yet, because there's a lot still undecided and up in the air. Okay, I do need to say this. Even though, like, from my end of things, this could potentially simplify things as far as what I'm seeing, you may feel like this complicates things even more. It really just depends on where you're standing. What I'm seeing, like, the most simple, straightforward part of this entire spread is I'm seeing there's conflict. Conflict is usually there's fighting because there's resistance. I'm talking about all within one person here. So we're just talking about you with you right now. I'm seeing somebody here is feeling conflict, 5, conflict, because they may feel one thing and they may want the situation to be another thing. And I'm seeing that that conflict is creating confusion, and it's connected with the 2 of Cups. And I'm seeing the 4 of Cups. So most simply put, somebody may actually not feel like this is their 2 of Cups, like this is their person, so to speak. Because 2 of Cups and 4 of Cups, this is like a relationship that I'm not actually feeling. But I'm feeling resistant to that. I'm feeling resistant to actually realizing that or recognizing that. But somebody doesn't feel that way about this relationship. Somebody actually knows, right? Because this is a relationship, and this is somebody being like, that's not resonating with me, the dynamic between these 2 people, because this person knows it's not actually what they want. It's not aligned with what they want. Not on a deep emotional level, because this is a very, very deep, like in the very center of your heart, in the most pure way, like what you actually connect with. And this relationship is not it. But there are also like many reasons that we go into a relationship, right? Like not everybody goes into a relationship for love or for it to be like the most fulfilling thing emotionally for them. Like we have lots of different reasons and things and all of that. But like Seven of Cups can be confusing because rather than Seven of Cups being a red light where it's like, no, obviously you guys don't belong together, Seven of Cups is a yellow light. However, you know that when you have a connection with somebody, it's a green light always. It's never a yellow light. Yellow light is like, oh, I'm not feeling this, but I wish that I were, and so now I'm confused. And that's where the resistance is coming from, because somebody knows that this isn't their Two of Cups. They know that it's not really what they want. On an emotional level, again, like, that may not be why somebody's into a relationship, so we have to also take that into consideration as well. Like, sometimes people date and they know that they're not, like the other person is, like, their soulmate or whatever, you know? Like, we have different reasons for why we end up in relationships and, like, what needs we're trying to have met. Like, maybe somebody wasn't in a space to have an emotional need met, but I'm seeing there be a recognition that emotionally, like, this isn't their Two of Cups. Like, there's definitely, just based off of the way that somebody's feeling, they know. But it may be hard for them to admit that because there are no obvious, like, red flags. That's why the Five of Wands and the Seven of Cups is here, because it's like, well, I'm not seeing anything that says, like, definitely no, but it's also like, but you're not seeing anything that's, like, definitely yes, and so you know that it's not. So that's why it's, like, one of those things that because it's inconclusive, it actually is conclusive. And I'm seeing that's actually how somebody's feeling, but they may not be at a point where they're ready to, like, admit that yet, or they're ready to recognize that yet. Because I'm seeing they're, like, their higher self communicating with them, but they may not have, like, interpreted that at this point. And, like, I don't know what side of this you're on, but I'm definitely seeing this be one of the parties here. Yeah, no, this person, okay, so there's conflict and there's confusion about the dynamic, but there actually isn't. But we have conflict and confusion when we're feeling one thing and we're not willing to, like, recognize that. So it's like, I can know that I hate apples, but because I'm, like, not willing to admit that, I'm just gonna keep eating them every time they're served to me, because I don't want to, like, be that person that doesn't like apples, and apples never did anything to me, and, like, everybody else likes apples, and I'm not really seeing any red flags. Like, you know, it's a fruit, like, people like apples, you know, but it's like apples are just not the thing for this person, and they're not into it, but they're just, like, having a hard time maybe, like, rectifying that, or, like, admitting that to themselves. That's what I'm seeing here with this person's energy. But I am seeing it be confusing, because, like, when we're in denial of something, it seems like it's a confusing situation. And so, like, here I can just see because it's very clear to see. But when we're trying to work with our psyche, it can be very, very confusing, especially with all of these emotions that are involved in everything. But what I'm seeing is that, like, this person, there was, like, fogginess around the Two of Cups, but this person knows ultimately that, like, this relationship is not their Two of Cups, and they don't actually want it, and they don't actually want to take it. Like, they know that this is not resonating with them. So this opportunity of, like, this like, Two of Cups over here, this relationship, we can say, that's being presented to this person, they're saying no because it's not actually their Two of Cups. And they're, like, low-key actually holding out for something that feels actually like the Ace of Cups. But I don't know what this is all going on emotionally, internally. I don't know how this is playing out physically for someone. But that's what I'm seeing is going on an energetic level for them. They're trying to figure out what's actually going to make them happy at the end of the day. I'm seeing Libra on the bottom of the deck, and when I split it, I'm also seeing Aquarius here. Anything else? I'm seeing, okay, so somebody needs to communicate, like, sort of with their chest out how it is that they're feeling, like, take the initiative and communicate genuinely, like, what they're actually feeling on an emotional level and what's going on with them. That's the suggestion anyway. You guys get to do whatever you want. That's just the advice. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.